Welcome guys, Mr. McIntosh here with another Gizmo tutorial. Glad to have you with me today, guys. As I've said, we're going to try to cover as many of these gizmos as we can because they're great activities and a good way for you to use your science skills. We normally will handle one gizmo that is relevant to whatever it is we're studying, and one that is purely a science skill like we did with weight and mass last week. This week we're going to be covering, this one's called Dichotomous Keys. The reason I chose this is because we're studying the classification of animals and how we are able to narrow down by characteristic a particular species of organism, whether it's a plant or an animal or bacteria or anything else. We're going to be covering these by the characteristics of those organisms. Now, in this dichotomous key, we are going to be looking at 5 different categories of animals and plants. Albatrosses, buttercups, venomous snakes, I know you'll like that one, evergreens, and Florida fishes. So when you pick one of those, and I'm going to start off with these buttercups, you're going to be able to identify 6 different types of buttercups. There are 600 species in the world. So these are just the ones that are in the Canadian Rockies, right? 6 of these species from the Canadian Rockies. So let's start off with just Buttercup A. With each one, they're going to give you a choice of characteristics, and that's going to narrow down which species you are moving toward. So this one clearly has yellow petals. I'll click next. The stem is greater or less than 20 centimeters long. Well, look, that stem is almost 60 centimeters long. The leaf has 3 or more spears. Now, if we look at these leaves, we can see that, yes, they have 3 or more on every one. Now, does the leaf have 5 spears or does the leaf have 3 spears? Well, let's count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Looks like 5 spears on these. Depends on how you count them. Yeah, here's a leaf. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 spears. So when we click on that, and we have correctly identified that flower as the meadow buttercup. And it gives you a little bit of more information, which is, it says this is toxic to humans. So this type of identification is very, very important for us to know that, oh, this is a poisonous flower for human beings. So let's go to the B buttercup. Clearly it has white petals. And sometimes that is all you have to do, is just go through one identification and it's going to narrow it down to the whitewater crowfoot. Right? Tells you a little bit about where it grows. Let's try one more. Well, let's move to another type of, let's do to a fish. Ooh, here's a good one. Okay, these have cartilage instead of bone. So let's take a look at organism A. The body is wide and flattened, or it's long and streamlined. Well, it's more like a torpedo, isn't it? The head is flattened with extended lobes, or the head is pointed and streamlined with the rest of its body. It's clearly pointed and streamlined. The dorsal back fin is gray with a black tip. Right, the back fin, oh, here we are, the dorsal fin, or it's solid gray or blue. Well, it's black tip. And there we have it. We have identified that as a black tip shark. It's one of the most common species along Florida's coast. Now, you'll be able to do this once again with all one of these categories: albatrosses, buttercups, snakes, evergreens, and fish, Florida fish. And you're going to have a choice of 6 different organisms. Oh, even more with the Florida fish. You've got 8 different fish here. So you're going to be able to check out each one of these and learn what the identifying characteristics are of these organisms. This is a really fun a cool application of what we were talking about of how to narrow down categories of living things by their characteristics. Have some fun with this, guys. Let me know what you think about it. And I will also send you out a Microsoft quiz that will go with this and a student exploration sheet. So keeping you busy, guys. Great job. Thanks, and we'll see you in class.